today. The rookie fifth-round draft pick out of BYU, trying to scramble for it right there. Kirk Cousins done for the year with the Achilles injury, a terrible blow to Minnesota. But they'll see what they have in the rookie haul. Jordan Love hitting his man underneath. That's a completion and a first down for Green Bay, still in their own territory on that one. No one in the red zone at the moment. We'll pick up C.J. Stroud on his second possession of the afternoon. Setback. Give it to him. The hole closes up because you've got Vita Vea there to greet him. He's going to pick up 3 on the forward progress. Defensively, they're just thrilled to have Vea back. The presence, Pro Bowler, disruptive, and just a mess. He's a large man. Is there ever truly a hole at the end of it? No. Okay. No, it's an eclipse. It ends very quickly. Linebackers, they like their mix. And in the secondary, although they don't have any interception between the 4 of them, they do create turnovers, as we saw earlier with Winfield on his 3rd fumble recovery of the season. Second down and 7. Stroud in the pocket. Guns it to Tank Dell for a first down. So that's rookie Tank Dell, the rookie, catching it from the rookie number 2 overall pick, C.J. Stroud, on 2nd and 8 for the Seattle Seahawks. We're in the all-whites today. It's up top, Geno Smith, Tyler Lockett. Done that several times over the last couple of years. Has an 18-yard gain. Lockett professionally keeping the feet inbounds, dragging that trail leg to make it a first down Seattle, which, as you see in the double box, is now a Seahawks drive into Ravens territory. They use the Texans in the Bucs territory, but that'll be tough sledding with Vita Vea back in the lineup for the Tampa Bay Buccaneer interior defense. That's a big boost for the Bucs. But we go full here to M&T Bank Stadium for a third down live. Did you dive in? You got to be prepared for the internal pressure, Jim. Queen's right here, and you're going to look at Smith. One of these guys is coming usually on these third downs. 3rd and 4. As the time is patted down at the line, Clowney was just talking. He's calling defensive putting the ball in key positions. They get Dell a touch, try to pick his way, and not much there. A 2-yard gain as he leans forward to the 35-yard line. Just swats that one away. Yeah, it's a great job when you're not getting there to have vision on the quarterback, get your hand up right at the perfect moment. That was going to be a first down. Tank Dell's become part of their running game, even though he's a receiver. Jet sweeps and plays of that nature. Keep an eye on that. He had 3 carries last week at Carolina. Well, we asked Ebo Ryans about C.J. Stroud. He said we're really proud of him. Put a lot on his shoulders, his presence, his leadership qualities. Guys gravitate towards him for a reason. He's a football junkie. Good done. 3rd and 9. Stroud has to throw it and does. They're not going to get the first down, but that's Stroud keeping it alive. I don't know what's up with Murray, man. The New Orleans offense down 7-0 after an aggressive Chicago opening drive. The Saints with a 3rd and 5. Shooting it up top for Chris Olave. That one goes incomplete. And the Saints punt team trots out onto the field. 3rd and inches. Handed to the big fella, A.J. Dillon. Plows his way for a couple of yards. First down, Green Bay. As the Packers drive. Still in its own territory, though, on their own, let's call it 37. So the 2-time Pro Bowler Barrett, 2-time Super Bowl champion, heads to the sideline. This keeps the drive. The reason you're seeing Shaq Barrett on a cutaway on the sidelines is he was flagged for roughing the passer, a Stroud, or on C.J. Stroud, I should say. Red zone drive now for the Texans with the penalty yard. Shoot inside, Nico Collins. Touchdown, Texans. Texans take the lead. The design is the play because everything's to the right. So you're showing a power running formation to your right. You fake that, and then you come back with a slant to the opposite side where Nico Collins wins at the line of scrimmage. So there was the touchdown. This was the play that kept the drive alive. It was Shaq Barrett being called for going low. He was in the air, and his body took him down below the knee on C.J. Stroud, right in front of Land Clark, who removes the flag for a 15-yard personal foul that eventually led to the touchdown for Houston. Taylor Heineke's next possession, shoot it over all the way to the left side. Cardero Hodge. No Drake London today for the Atlanta Falcons. Drake London is out with a groin injury, so Cardero Hodge, one of those backup wide receivers, going to have to step up. That was a 31-yard completion. 4th and 1, Packers offense at the line. Looks like they're trying to go for it. For a second, it looked like they were trying to draw off. Then they did the delay snap, and that's Aaron Donald's in the middle of that pile somewhere, so you're playing with fire against the Rams if you try that.
It's another green.
Check the penalty marker, but
is going to be
if it stands, Love did push forward for a first down.
That we've seen with the brotherly shove coming out of Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, Philadelphia.
Yep. Offside, offense, number 73.
So they go from 4th and 1 to 4th and 6 because of a Josh Nijman penalty.
Washington, after the turnover on downs by New England, gets a 2nd and 5. Sam Howell hitting De'Ami Brown for 19 yards. Accurate pass right there for Howell. Had a big game last week against the Philadelphia Eagles. Did Howell would like to stack those type of stats this week in New England. And a dangerous pass there by Taylor Heinicke.
Wide receiver and
Vikings are like they had a shot at an interception, but it goes incomplete. Allows young Wade Koo to come on and try a 52-yarder. Koo, one of the better in the business, right through the sticks. We got a 3-0 Falcons game in Atlanta as the first place Atlanta Falcons try to stay so in the NFC South.
De'Ami Brown, Commanders are now in the red zone. Brian Robinson. Everyone is going to get there. So defensively, as a linebacker, you say, man, I can't cheat anywhere. I have to stay sound and respect the defense and the coverage.
We're down to 1. High step. And Howell will be wrapped up. Large guy. First Patriot. Get on the stop, so the Commanders will send out the field goal unit.
Yeah, the high snap messed up the timing. Sam Howell was going to give the ball to Brian Robinson. Couldn't do it. And so he's just left with 2 big defenders right in front of his face. Best thing he did was put 2 hands on the football and not give up the fumble.
So here's Joey Sly, 37-yard attempt. Last week, hit a franchise record 61-yard field goal. On the left hash, Tressway puts it down. Sly from 37 to get Washington a 3-0 lead.
Back in the Bears and New Orleans Saints game, 7-0 lead for the Bears. And Tyson Bagent inverted a 4th down with his legs earlier. Bagent sees all kinds of room. Says, "You give me that, I'll take it." 20 yards and a fist bump on the first down rush by the rookie. 2 rushes for 25 yards. Bagent is 3 of 4 passing for 47 yards and that nice looking Cole Kmet touchdown that we showed you live earlier. 3rd and 12 for Lamar Jackson as you see back to the wall. He's going to throw it out from the back of his end zone and hits his man Rashad Bateman, but that was well short of the sticks. Just a 9-yard gain on 3rd and 12, and Baltimore will punt it for the 2nd time today. All right, no one in the red zone right now. A lot of teams taking commercial timeouts. We'll go back to this next Chicago play. That's a catch and a run for yet another Chicago first down.
NFL Today update. Here's JP and Nate Burleson.
C.J. Stroud directing his drive.
That's right, old school football up top.
You have a quick slant by Nico Collins. He catches it with his hands, gets upfield, scores the touchdown. Houston up 7-3.
Back to Andrew Canova.
All right, guys, thank you very much. With 7:10 to go here in New Orleans, Evans just goes for 17 yards to give the Bears another first down. Back to Evans this time on the ground up the middle into New Orleans territory with a big flag flying in. Ron Torbert in his 10th year as an NFL referee. You can read his lips, says holding.
Holding. Offense number 58. Then you have to leave on the side of the foul to keep this up.
Second time this season, the rookie Darnell Wright has been listed.
Another little look at the Minnesota offense. Jaron Hall, the rookie, quarterbacking this team. He goes bootleg, sees a man in his face, but gets it off to Joey Munt. Johnny Munt. I want to make sure I said Jaron Hall correctly. Johnny Munt was on the receiving end of that 18-yard play. Nice job.
That's for sure. But the effort and the intensity, they've really been pleased with through the first half of the season.
TJ Moore goes in motion. And I hand off to Foreman. The 40. And then he gets to the 41.
He's talking about Darnell Wright. 17. Tampa Bay had Baker Mayfield, 1st and 10 for the Bucs. Both teams scoring on their opening possession. Pass underneath, goes down underneath. Rashad White. White catches it, runs it after the catch and run. That's the first down. Buccaneers in the Texans territory. It's a 33-yard catch and run for those of you with PPR considerations.
Second down and 15. Aging plenty of time. Now fires, and it's picked off. A Debo on the interception. Paulson and Debo is brought down at the 46. His team
And the New Orleans Saints defense that often shuts down opposing quarterbacks comes up with a turnover there. Tough throw by Bajan. And the Buccaneers on a slant pass to Mike Evans. This game being played in Houston. Mike Evans grew up in nearby Galveston, Texas. Would love to have a big game in front of some of the fans that watched him in high school and then later on as a superstar at Texas A&M in his college football days. Baker puts it on him. And the Bucs continue their drive. We double in the Minnesota Vikings. Jaron Hall and company threatening to open up Minnesota's scoring for the day. One right for no gain for Tampa Bay. Shoot outside for a completion. Minnesota looks like they might have a first and goal, perhaps.
Working against Jesse Bates.
In recent weeks for Houston.
Keyshawn Vaughn, I feel like he pressed on that run on him. You know, you don't get the ball that often and you're trying to make a splash. Sometimes you're trying to do a bit too much. And I felt like Keyshawn Vaughn was trying just too hard on that run. Just relax and let it flow, and it gets to the corner.
Vaughn in his 4th year out of Vanderbilt, transferred from Illinois. He was a high school track star. Gets the call again, thrown down. Short of the 20-yard line. So just short of the first down. Ball is going to keep on the run. The first down. KJ Osborne shuts back the first and goal for the Vikings. That's a tough throw in a crowd there, but he got it to Osborne.
37-plus situations, which makes it very hard to convert.
5 defensive backs for the Texans. Mayfield steps up. Mayfield goes down. And Mayfield gets hit with a flag throw. Jimmy Ward over there for Houston.
The Tampa may have gotten bailed out here with this hit at the end. This may have helped Tampa Bay in a big way when they look like Houston. Maybe a late hit on him.
There were 2 flags on that play. And this is a long discussion for Lan Clark and his crew in his 4th year as a referee. Alabama Notre Dame.
By the defense. Illegal contact. Defense number 29. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Defense number 1. After this to the goal.
I'm sorry about that. When Mayfield didn't stay down and got up and moved the second time, when he went down the second time, I believe that's when Ward came in, and that's where the roughness penalty happened. Right there, he slips and he falls.
Hola.
Oh, yeah.
The hit from Jeff Okuda. And Hall is hurting.
That's not good.
And they want medical assistance, which the officiating crew does.
How did that happen?
And there's Joshua Dobbs. Acquired Tuesday from Arizona. Scrambling out.
This is it. I mean, even corners in this league will tattoo you. And you see, looks like a little helmet to helmet there.
It is about 205, just under 6 feet. And it looks like Dobbs, who had started the Cardinals' first 8 games, will have to be ready to step in when needed.
Stumbling initially. If he is touched there and stumbling, by rule he's down by contact.
I got,
on the first stumble. So when he gets
I
up
got,
and then goes back down again, the hit which I agree
Mark
would be a
Red
foul.
Zone.
But if he's touched prior to that,
I got one of those 12 packs that on the streets. You know, I guess I'm
touching
not.
him. I believe he's down by contact.
Ice tea.
And that's a tough one, Gene, because as they flash by, did he actually touch him? Did he not?
And I got
They determined that he did
Clarence
not.
Deluxe
And Mayfield was able to move the ball downfield.
Remember, he had another penalty flag as well. Illegal contact.
2 pounds,
So Tampa
2
Bay's
and a
got the
half
football
pounds.
first down. They back it up after having a
A
discussion.
while ago.
We had this in the Rams Packers
No, we
game.
haven't done.
Brett Ribbon under center again. New starting quarterback today for the Rams. Loses the snap, then loses the football after he gathered it back in. Jonathan Owens stripped it away
Yeah,
from
pumpkin ice
Ribbon.
cream,
Shout
too.
out Simone Biles. Devondre Campbell recovered it for the Packers. And on the ensuing drive, you can see where the field position is right now. A.J. Dillon and the Packers have run it into the red zone after the fumble turnover. Baker Mayfield on the left side of the double box tries to go to Mike Evans, and that one goes incomplete. Bringing up third down for Tampa Bay. First down here for the Packers inside the 20. We'll go triple box to bring in the New Orleans-Chicago game. Chris Olave just got a big pass to set the Saints in scoring territory.
Bonds.
Aaron Jones goes nowhere, upper left-hand corner of the triple box. Lower portion of the screen. Derek Carr takes the snap, shoots it inside. So his man is there right at the 10-yard line, and close to a first down Saints.
Chuck up. Mayfield step on the court, and it's caught inside the
Yeah, they're on
5
the south.
with a flag down right along
Yeah.
the marker. It's Godwin.
That's right. Good one.
Jones the one back now. Here's Jones.
That'll love nuts.
Inside the 10. And he'll set up. Second down. He's going to run it again.
It's not much of a piece, but
That's the first down.
See him all the way right there. You saw a penalty marker come in the Buccaneers game. It was against Tampa Bay, offensive holding against the Bucs. So back them up 10 more yards, make it a 3rd and 16 from the 19-yard line. Baker Mayfield.
9th play of the drive. Dime package for the Texans.
no.
Mayfield stepping through. Open
Oh,
nose.
it's very
Godwin
lucky.
accelerates for the
He's definitely got a kid. Yo, get his son.
And a lot of that comes down to speed.
No, I don't think so. I don't see that kid, though.
Sanborn got a hand on that one, and it's 2nd and goal.
Get in attack mode.
And that's what they're doing. Mayfield working out of the gun. Handoff. It's going to be enough for White. White trying to get to the end zone, and he is just short of the goal line, but it is a new set of
So they
downs.
marked Godwin short of the first down, but then the Bucs went quick and plowed forward on 4th down, making it 1st and goal. And the Bucs going to keep the pressure on. Looks like they're going to line up and try and make another snap here on 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Baker calls for it, gets it, inside handoff, White. And no, Mayfield still had the ball, takes the knee out, and he loses 3 yards on the quarterback sack. The Texans weren't fooled, and the Texans drop him for a loss, so maybe going quick went against the Buccaneers. And I realize, by the way, as we're on these 2 games, we did not miss anything in the Green Bay Los Angeles game. The Packers Rams have gone to the end of the first quarter, bookmarked the Packers at 3rd and 3 from the Los Angeles 8-yard line. We'll get you back to Lambeau when they come out of
One
commercial
more
break.
break.
Loss of a couple of yards. 2nd and goal. Mayfield caught, extending, touchdown, Buccaneers. Cade Otton, the tight end. Tampa Bay back in front.
It's 3rd and goal.
All right, so,
Carr standing in there now.
yeah, Buffalo plays Sunday Night Football.
Chris Olave,
He's coming over.
his 2nd touchdown of the year. And boy, do the Saints need that with all their red zone struggles this season.
Yeah, this is his man coverage here. Chris Olave gets caught up a little bit with Kyler Gordon. And he's able to pivot back out. He can't catch that thing right on the goal line. It's a good throw, really good throw by him.
So there's a couple of touchdowns back to back. For those of you watching NFL Red Zone for the first time, what have you been waiting for? But you're joining us today on the free preview. Hope you sign up for the rest of the season. You can see plays like this. Sam Howell running for his life, and then throwing back across his body.
Games today. I don't know if
His
they're
receiver,
later or what.
Byron Pringle, 26 yards on the gain. And an
Oh,
ad-lib
this is
first
good.
down for the Commanders. Back with Taylor Heineke and the Atlanta
Vikings
offense.
and
1st and 10.
Falcons
He
are both
goes
scoring
far on the naked bootleg. Hits his man underneath. That's Mac Hollins. Hollins basically wide receiver 1 today with Drake London on the sideline with the groin injury.
Yeah.
That's a first down. Falcons.
bang on.
Start of the
Yeah.
second quarter here at Lambeau.
Jones, he's got the first down. And it'll get stopped by Fuller, but it's 1st and goal at the 3.
Get your way back for 1st and goal, Green Bay, after we show you 3rd and 6 for the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson have not crossed midfield until the final minute of the first quarter. Odell Beckham Jr. from Lamar, 8 yards completion. Lamar is 4 of 7, just 47 yards passing. And that game is scoreless between first place Baltimore and first
All right, talk
place
to you later.
Seattle.
Getting it 6. It's Jones. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Green Bay celebrates their touchdown, which puts them on top 6-0. The extra point will wait for. The scoring is underway at Lambeau Field. On the right side of the screen, the replay of Amari Cooper. Deshaun Watson waited in the pocket and then uncorked one. It goes 58 yards for the Cleveland Browns, who are now in the red zone on 1st and 10.
Deshaun's right arm. Beautiful looking pass that time.
Guys got a lot of packages down there.
He's becoming really back 1A or 1B with Jerome Ford since the departure of Nick Chubb. Kevin Strong was there on the tackle. Kevin Stefanski talking about his
Why
three
was it
healthy
fucking
running
working?
backs, and he said they all kind of do something a little.
The Ravens on the final play of the first quarter go inside with a Justice Hill run, 5 yards, and a fresh set of downs. Baltimore. It is at the end of the first quarter. The Ravens have a 1st and 10 on the Seattle 32. We'll keep an eye on it.
Fake handoff here to Hunt. Watson! And he is running for his life and then sacked. Lecky Fotu among the tackles and shifts.
Sam Howell, 3rd and 1. They throw behind the line of scrimmage. Antonio Gibson makes the catch. A couple of big bodies blocking for him out front. And a quick hitter on 3rd and short turns into a 1st and 10. Commanders. So let's go double box with the Commanders on the left, the Browns on the right. We're waiting on the Ravens to come out of commercial break and begin the second quarter. But we'll go back and forth between these two offenses. Deshaun Watson has a 3rd and 13 after suffering that last sack.
I mean, the enemy, everyone's saying has done a great job. 5 rushes, 13 passes. As I mentioned, Brian Robinson's back there. It looks like he's going to get the ball.
Ball is completed to 13. Off the play fake. Howell takes off. Down at the 17-yard line, Bentley throwing
Go quickly to Atlanta, where they're lining up to go for it on 4th and 4. The Browns game has gone to the end of the first quarter. You're not missing anything in Cleveland, and they are going to Atlanta. Shoot outside to Cordero Patterson, and he picks up the first down. So rat-a-tat-tat action coming at us here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, but Taylor Heineke does not like what he sees. Laundry on the field, and he feels it's against Arthur Smith's Atlanta offense. We have just gotten word, I'll break to you in a moment, as Brian Robinson, I believe, is the running back for Washington, who plows his way forward. It's a red zone first down for the Commanders. In this Minnesota and Atlanta game, they are calling offensive pass interference, but the bad news I have to pass along, Jared Hall for the Minnesota Vikings has been ruled out. The rookie quarterback, fifth-round pick out of BYU, getting his first NFL start, has been ruled out of the game for Minnesota. Josh Dobbs, who just got picked up by Minnesota this last week, is quarterbacking Minnesota when they get the football back. Okay. Red zone here, and we're waiting on the red zone drive for the Browns to start the second quarter.
Now on first down, coming back to make the catch was Dotson. Down the 9-yard line.
Before we get back to the next snap for Cleveland or for Washington, we can show you Tyson Bagent whipping it outside. Darnell Mooney hits the brakes, makes a couple defenders fly by. Then he hits turbo, gets it over the 50, inside of the 40, and a nice explosive play for the Chicago Bears, who are tied up at 7 at the end of the first quarter in the Superdome.
Down here in the red zone, top 10 in opponent's red zone TV percentage.
Second down and 7. Robinson to the end zone, touchdown.
Nice looking offensive drive by the Commanders, capped off by the Robinson touchdown. It'll be 10-0 when the extra point is kicked. We've got Cleveland starting the second quarter in the red zone. We've got Baltimore early second quarter, now into the red zone. Mark Andrews trying to fight for extra yardage. David Njoku, the tight ends in the red zone for the Browns and the Ravens, doing some things. We'll go back and forth, Cleveland and Baltimore, as you get one more look at the Robinson trot-in touchdown in New England.
Took a little bit to get there, but watch Andrews on this play. I'm open. He's not getting to him. He's in the backfield here.
He's going to get blocked for Lamar. Going around the corner now down to the 5. Running right behind Andrews.
Now that's the problem. This is why they dominate.
Game since his return is a 30-yard chip shot here from Dustin Hopkins. There's a marker thrown. Hopkins, AFC Special Teams Player of the Week a few weeks back, as we await the call here from Carl Jeffers.
Aspirations. This will be a very tough team to beat come January.
First and goal. Up the middle and right in the end zone. Once again, it's Edwards declined. He had 3 fields away. He's got 1 in the first half today.
You said it. 3 last week, another one today, and what a job up front. You'll see Ricard just displacing Taylor on the right side.
An AFC North offense's double box. Cleveland settles for the field goal. Ravens punch in a touchdown. And we'll wait on the Justin Tucker extra point. But that'll be 7-0 Ravens if it's good. And 3-0 the Browns as they decline the penalty. The extra point is good for Baltimore. Ravens 7, Seahawks nothing.
Larry Borum is coming in left tackle for Braxton Jones. As we told you, Matt Andrews said they might rotate a bit today as Foreman travels it. And he gets to the 14-yard line as we check in with AJ.
Andrew Safety and Isaiah Foskey.
Back in Green Bay, Brett Rippon on a 3rd and 9 throwing situation. He'll try for it. And Tutu Atwell, the intended target, cannot squeeze that one. Green Bay playing some inspired defense so far, getting the football back with a 7-0 lead.
Deontay Foreman was right next to him. He just underhanded it off. You take it.
Second and 5, Foreman. And he's going to be about a yard shy of a first down. Malcolm Roach in on the tackle for the Saints.
Well, brings up 3rd and short from Luke Getsy, and they were aggressive on that first drive of the game, going for it on a 4th down situation. But right Right here, as you see an injury down on the field to take a little bit of time, but you look at him going through his call sheet, and they've used
So this quarterback situation for the Minnesota Vikings, as the Bears player gets some medical attention there, this quarterback situation for the Minnesota Vikings is almost surreal. Josh Dobbs, who was just acquired 5 days ago by the Minnesota Vikings, with Kirk Cousins out for the year and an untested rookie, Jaron Hall, now out for the game. This is Josh Dobbs' 5th NFL team since week 15 of last year. 5th different NFL team that he's bounced around to, and he gets sacked, and that's in the end zone, and that's a safety. My goodness. Calais Campbell gets it done for the defense of the Atlanta Falcons, and I think he just went old school dirty bird. That is the old school dirty bird. On the celebration, Calais Campbell, one of the more beloved individuals and stout defenders in pro football, gets it done, and you got to feel for Josh Dobbs. There is no way he knows the names of the men in the huddle with him at this point. How could he? Let alone the whole offensive system there in Minnesota. Tough time for Minnesota, and 2 points on the board for Atlanta, who leads at 5-3 Falcons over the Vikings. Come back here to Gillette Stadium to watch Mac Jones for a bit.
give him these little quick screens, quick throws, and then he makes something happen. He's been doing that consistently.
6-round pick out of Liberty. Empty backfield on 3rd down. Jones fires, broken out. Excellent defensive play made by the rookie out of Mississippi State, Emmanuel Forbes. Thornton was the intended receiver, so the Patriots will punt it away.
Yeah, fans a little frustrated. You're hearing some boos. Mac Jones visibly frustrated. He looks like he's yelling at the officials. Believes that Thornton was grabbed or held a pass interference.
Last 5 games have been really impressive.
Go back to Baltimore. Tracy Wolfson with a sideline report.
4 away games. They've traveled over 13,000 miles, and that includes trips to London and Phoenix. They went 4-1 during that stretch, and John Harbaugh told me coming into this game he was concerned about fatigue, but it looks like that is not the case right now. The positive is they have 3 straight home games and only 3 road games left. Could be a huge advantage for this team.
Well, Coach Harbaugh was talking about he thought his team was a little flat and fatigued last week when they played in Arizona. As you see, we've got a Raven down. Seymour. Oh, you can see it lands.
So the fullback not in for this 3rd and 2.
Back to live action after the bear was attended to by the medical staff. Tyson Bagent, 3rd and 2, but he's back behind the line of scrimmage about 15 yards. Throws it away with a marker down.
So multiple fouls on this 3rd and 2 play. Here's Ron Torber.
My girlfriend.
Holding offense number 62, 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
Let's do a little game rewind presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. As on the left side of your screen, this was one of the key plays. We showed you the Darnell Mooney big catch and run. This was DJ Moore's catch and run on the drive. Goes for 18 yards. DJ Moore already has 2 catches for 51 yards for Chicago. And Tyson Bagent has 120 yards passing, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. I'll just call that yardage total to your attention because the New Orleans Saints defense does not give up many passing yards. In fact, they've gone 34 straight games, the Saints have, without giving up 275 or more passing yards to a quarterback. Bagent wants to put some rushing yards on his box score total. Oh, Bagent with the stretch. Did he get this? Bagent, did he get this spot? They're going to start him out of bounds short. Yeah, short of the first down, but close enough that they might consider going maybe.
And puts him in the exact same spot they would have been had they declined it.
The officials still discuss the spot. Oh, they just moved the football. They just moved the football forward in New Orleans. We'll show you that in a moment. Christian Watson deep shot. And he can't come up with it. It's been a frustrating year trying to get into the end zone for Watson. And that goes for at least an exciting incompletion in Green Bay. Well, let's show you, guys, if we can, we're going to show this play live, but we'll re-rack The officials on the sideline, when we cut away to show you that Green Bay play, they were discussing. Okay, let's just rewind it. Watch the officials at the bottom of your screen. You see them discussing there. The ball was marked short, but the two officials decide, you know what? It's actually going to be spotted here, so they move it forward. I don't know, a half yard, almost a full yard, but mark it as a first down. And we'll see if we get a coach's challenge here on this play by Dennis Allen, who obviously was maybe mystified by that they moved it forward. Now the Bears, wait a minute, now the Bears have the field goal unit on. So I'm confused at this point. It looked like it was a first down. You know what? I think Matt Eberflus is confused as to whether maybe Eberflus.
That was the rule of the field that the runner was short of the line of game.
Okay,
Previous plays on the
this is kind of going around in circles here. So the officials marked it out of bounds and short of the first down. Then they moved it forward, and by the unofficial yellow line, it looked like he had it. Then the replays are going to come into play here. When did his body part go out, and where was the football at that point? It's Eberflus with the coach's challenge to try and get a first down for Chicago. A lot to think through there. And we've got a turnover here. Interception by Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward comes away with it as Clayton Tune gets picked off for his first interception of his young NFL career. Tune just 18 yards passing, and now that pick. Cleveland with a very good defense. That's tough for Tune to get his first NFL start in Cleveland against that Browns defense. They get the ball back with a 3-0 lead.
So they're just fine.
There's no one traveled more than a guy who used to reside in Baltimore, the late great Jim McKay, used to span the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport. As Smith goes down the field, it's intercepted. No, Gino to Gino. And Stone comes away with it.
Yep. Geno Smith, that was Gino, interception, and Geno Smith throws it. And, okay, we're back here in New England with the Patriots having the football. We'll show you why in just a second. Geno Stone got the interception of Geno Smith, and that is Geno Stone's 6th interception on the year that leads the NFL. Brian Robinson, who scored the touchdown for the Commanders, had it punched out. I think it was Jelani Tavai came in. It was. How about that? That is just a beautiful job of lining up the fist to the football, punching it out, textbook style by Bill Belichick's defender on that one. Tavai making a play. Patriots pounce on it. Patriots in the red zone.
Team overall this season averaging under 15 points per game. Nothing so far today. Challenge to the end zone. Hunter Henry, touchdown.
So an answer by the Patriots to get into the end zone and make it a one-possession game. Ron Torbert putting the hands to the headphones to try and get all the information to sort this out here. I'll let him explain it when they finally get on the microphone to the PA system there in the Superdome. But Hunter Henry coming up with a touchdown grab. And we'll show you the extra point, which is good. And it's a 10-7 game between the Commanders and the Patriots. Let's listen in here.
See, Maya Shaka right there is the wing official actually move and reset that ball to what appears to be a first down. After discussion, I think they were short. Let's see what Ron Torbert says. After reviewing the play, the Chicago runner made the line to gain. It was a first down. Chicago will not be charged with a timeout. We set the game clock to 13 minutes and 8 seconds, 13:08. Set the play clock to 40 seconds. Both clocks will start on my signal.
And Gene Shaka was all over it right there. She sure was, Andrew.
And you know what? Kudos to that officiating crew. They talked about it, but they got it right by moving the football forward there, basically in real time. And then eventually, with the coach's challenge, getting the replay review, have a first down. Wait, now we're back live. Guys, they had 4th down on the field. We got to change the sticks, change the graphics. This is indeed 1st and goal in the red zone for the Bears. Now we're straight
for Chicago. Agent pulls it back. Now looking end zone for commit. Number 2 for the Bears tight end.
security blanket, I think, Tiki, the guy he wants to go to in critical situations. And it's beautiful. I mean, this is delayed by commit. He goes and blocks to start. It's man-to-man coverage and just tosses him. And then finds an open space in the back. Good patience.
Who would they play? San Francisco.
So Cole Kmet, 2 first-half touchdowns for the Bears tight end. Tyson Bagent looking pretty decent, and the Bears once again have the lead against the New Orleans Saints. Back live in Cleveland as the Browns trying to turn the Tune turnover into points.
Look at Hunt taking him for a piggyback ride as he is very close to the first and 11.
For what it's worth, on the game rewind earlier on this drive, it was 4th and short, and Deshaun Watson goes under center, hand it off, straight up the middle, and the big fellas up front, along with Kareem Hunt, push forward for a 2-yard 4th down conversion. And that's what keeps this drive alive, which is now inside the red zone for Cleveland, 3rd and short.
And home run ability is Hunt looking for more. Hunt, here he is, first down and more. Keeps those legs turning close to the 12.
Keeping an eye on another AFC North offense, 1st and 10 in Baltimore. Lamar Jackson working through the light tower shadows at M&T Bank Stadium. Oh, he hit the speed button, got away from a defender that was chasing him. Gets tackled, but not until a 23-yard run by Lamar Jackson. Lamar already has 45 rushing yards against this stout Seattle defense.
Just before their Week 3 game here against Tennessee, as he gets a breather now with Jerome Ford out of the field. Harris lines up. There's that chip blocker trying to clear a path for Ford. Just barely able to get beyond the line of scrimmage. As we'll come up on
Did I just say stout Seattle defense? 2nd and 4 just seconds ago. Lamar Jackson stripped from behind. Ball goes loose. Boye Mafe was in on that play for the Seattle defense, and they're on the bottom of the pile with the football. Mafe comes around. Ronnie Stanley he had to beat on the pass rush. He did just that. And Lamar, that ball was out before his hand was coming forward. A strip, sack, fumble, recovery for Seattle, who turns over the Ravens.
2nd and 9, Watson looking past the deflected.
He is caught. Cooper. Touchdown.
Well, does that remind you of a play? Sparrow? Last week, Seattle, almost except Dante Stills does a really good job of getting his hands up. And look at, not only does the ball go in the air, but all the way to the end zone. Last week, a heartbreaker. That goes to Seattle at the end of the game. This week, it goes to Amari Cooper. What do they say sometimes? Better to be lucky than good? Yeah. Amari was both of those on that play. And what a half of Amari Cooper is putting together. Point after by Hopkins. 57 career touchdown catch. It started with the Denzel Ward pick as the rookie Tune makes his first big mistake. And then Cooper off the deflection. 10-point Cleveland lead.
Deshaun Watson back in the starting lineup and back into the touchdown throwing business. That's his 5th of the season. Younghoe Koo with another field goal for the curiously scored 8-3 lead Atlanta. 2 field goals and a safety for the Falcons. 1 field goal for the Vikings. 3rd and 14 live for Geno Smith.
Here is the completion of the wide receiver bubble screen. And Jigba is stopped with a short gain, 3 and out.
And so the Baltimore defense has Lamar Jackson's back. The strip sack turnover forced by Seattle turns into nothing but a punt back to Baltimore after the Ravens, #1 scoring defense in the NFL, Baltimore coming into today, does its job. 3rd and 8 live from midfield.
Carr stands in there and finds the open man for a first down. That's Kamara. To the Chicago 38-yard line. Jalen Johnson on the tackle after a gain of 12. And that's exactly what you were talking about. The Saints targeting their running backs and the Bears struggling to cover.
Even when they're not in the backfield. And that's the beauty of having a guy like Alvin Kamara is you can move him to different spots, and he's just so comfortable running routes. And It's excellent protection up front, too. You got the trade for Montez Sweat on the Chicago side this week, and Pete steps up and holds up long enough to
Think of a 3rd and 5 at Gillette.
Fans on their feet, 3rd down and 5 for Washington.
Allies. McCoy, one-on-one, top of the screen.
Instead, looking.
Gotta be better. Here comes a live 3rd and long for Joshua Dobbs.
Inactive today. And throws it complete. Brandon Powell. And there's a flag down. Nate Landon was on him. Pass interference. Defense number 53. Won't be placed in spot and foul. Automatic.
1st down and 10 for the Saints.
Atlanta did not need to make that penalty, especially on 3rd and 11 on an underneath check down pass, but that's a fresh set of downs for the Vikings. The New Orleans Saints now pushing towards the 20-yard line. Taysom Hill just had a nifty play to help set up the Saints a little bit deeper into field goal range. And we'll keep them in the double box along with their NFC South foes, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who this game with the Houston Texans is going to come to at least a momentary stop as the athletic training staff goes out to attend to one of the Texans' defenders.
Penei Sewell also in the NFL with the Detroit Lions. Outstanding offensive tackle. 2nd down and 7. Play clock and 2. Carr gets it out quickly to Juwan Johnson. And Sanborn is right there again. Jack Sanborn having a nice first
We're going to double box. Watch what just happened in the Minnesota-Atlanta game. Joshua Dobbs on the 1st down after the penalty by Atlanta, trying to scramble, looking. He's hit. He loses the ball, gets dropped on the back of his back, and that's a fumble and a scoop, nearly a scoop and score, as Lorenzo Carter, number 0, takes it down inside of the 2-yard line. So 1st and goal, Atlanta coming up. We'll put them in the double box in just a second. Back to let's go triple box. Upper right-hand corner, Atlanta 1st and goal from the 2. Upper left-hand corner, near red zone, or it is red zone for Derek Carr, who shoots it down inside the 5-yard line. Juwan Johnson with the catch. In the bottom of the screen, it's the Tampa Bay Bucks inside of the 20-yard line, and a penalty marker has stopped the action in Atlanta. Sean Smith, the crew chief there, conferring with his guys. Let's listen to that.
Well, start. Offense number 63. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
And the Vikings have lost, by the way, 11 fumbles this year. That's the most.
And so the 5 yards will back up Atlanta, who's set up inside of the 2-yard line. Bad penalty there by the Falcons. 1st and goal, New Orleans.
Kamara right up the middle, down to the 1. And you got to think this is Taysom Hill territory. And sure enough,
From the 13. Handoff right off the stutter step. Carries for 3.
You're likely going to see QB power. Just heard you on the left hitting it. Will they throw it to him? Going to go out the left side. Right here.
Hill keeps it himself and stuffed by TJ Edwards.
We asked Matt Levac.
It's a handoff to Smith. The Vikings were ready for that.
A boot slide as well.
One trying to break away. Not going down, but eventually will. Behind the line of scrimmage. Christian Harris, first player to get there. He bounced off him and then finished off by Keith, who did it very well.
Carr is back in for 3rd and goal. Carr throwing, touchdown, Taysom Hill. His first receiving touchdown of the season.
Tyler Algier.
To the 10-7 for Tampa Bay. Mayfield lets it fly. Good hands by White. Excellent move, extending. And he's short. But it's going to be 1st and goal inside the 1.
And Rashad White now getting the full complement of, okay, we're going to run it, we're going to hand it to you. But when we can't run it, we're going to let you run it to you as well. And actually, the run game got close.
Tampa Bay looking to cash in. It's White. Easy walk-in touchdown for the Buccaneers. Some good vibes right now for Tampa Bay. They extend the lead here in the second.
Look at Hainsey 70, Mount 69, and Hainsey.
So a walk-in touchdown for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The New Orleans Saints get a touchdown as well. Good times in the last 30 seconds for the NFC South offenses. Here in New England, gaping hole for Ramondre Stevenson.
Stevenson still going. Chased by Carl. Stevenson into the end zone. 64 yards for a New England touchdown.
The New England Patriots have had a couple of lightning strike offensive drives, if you want to call it. This one was 2 plays for the touchdown. The 64-yarder by Ramondre Stevenson with some good blocking by his receivers downfield. Just prior to that, they had a 3-play touchdown drive that just went 24 yards. And now we're an extra point away from a 14-10 New England lead. So just when you think the Pats are in trouble, a couple of quick touchdowns gives the home team the lead there in Foxborough. Team closest to the red zone right now, the Ravens.
It's third longest streak in the league in nearly a half century. Timeout called by the Seattle defense.
Well, think about it. They're third in the NFL, 147 yards.
Well, Lamar Jackson facing an NFC opponent has been all Lamar Jackson basically in his career. Lamar against NFC teams, 17 his one-loss record as a starter, and Lamar goes for a 12-yard run on that one. Lamar has 57 rushing yards in the first half against an excellent, or at least very good, Seattle Seahawks defense. That game has gone to a quick TV timeout. We'll bookmark that for you and get you back to M&T in a moment. 3rd and 4 for Brett Rippon and the Rams.
Rippon just needs the 20, and he's got it.
It was a quick timeout in Baltimore, so here's 2nd and 7.
Mitchell, who's been discovered on this drive, gets another handle, and he's got a first down.
I'm telling you, I'm sitting here.
Back in Cleveland, Deshaun Watson and the guys with a 10-0 lead and a 3rd and 10 on this drive where Deshaun had plenty of time to throw. That time eventually runs out. The ball goes incomplete, trying to target Jerome Ford. Cleveland will punt back to Arizona.
And it's just like there's 8 different things that can come at you, but it just looks very similar. But they spread you out. Look at this one. They're spread out there.
Mitchell has had 4 carries on this drive, all of them for at least 8 yards. As Jackson has time. He finds Flowers. Flowers is down to the 5, 1st and goal to go.
Just a great route. Keep going, Zay. Keep going. Yep, got to get past the rat player. And I want you to watch. Here comes the motion. Well, Adams is going to come down, and he's going to blitz right off the edge. Okay, it's a run. It's a run over here. See how he has to wait for a second? You're not able to just go right away. They make you very indecisive.
So they got 1st and goal at the 6. Mitchell. It's Jackson. They faked the handoff. And he is stuffed for no gain. We'll check the marker. There haven't been many of those so far.
That's a good job by Jordan Brooks. Illegal use of hands to the face. Defense number 22. Penalties half the distance to the goal. An automatic first down.
Only one left, huh?
Flag for that one.
Yeah, he gets his hands. We've seen some quarterbacks on the run. Justin Fields, one of the best in the business when he's healthy with his wheels from the quarterback position. Lamar Jackson's having a great rushing first half for the Ravens. Tyson Bagent has been finding open turf down in the Superdome. That one goes for 16 yards. Bagent has 56 yards rushing for the Bears in the first half.
Driving, in for the touchdown.
You called it, and you were dead right. He is long, he keeps those legs turning, and boy, he is a special back, and you're seeing just the unique and all the different ways this team can beat you. They're becoming very efficient at everything. And the easiest way to give this guy the ball, and he'll find that hole. It's not like everything's wide open. He's just got that body lean. You know the touchdown he caught against the Lions? This is the other part. You got all these fast guys in your team. It was the fastest one play this year for the Ravens at 20 miles per hour.
Yeah, he never did get to the end zone on that one, but he went 80 yards. And he's got 2 touchdowns and 4 carries today.
When you can get through the line like that, you don't usually have both.
That's right. They said he's a touchdown machine. He's got both of the Ravens scores today.
We just had a severe-looking moment here in the Minnesota-Atlanta game. Joshua Dobbs already has a safety against him and a fumble turnover. Here he goes to KJ Osborne, who gets sandwiched in between defenders, and immediately you can see concern by all the players right in the middle of the field. Immediately, Minnesota players waving. We'll show you one replay of it where Joshua Dobbs goes down to a knee immediately. The game comes to a stop. Osborne sandwiched in between. All right, we're going to make the decision to not show you the replay here of KJ Osborne, who was hit hard and is getting some medical field in Atlanta. That game has gone to a commercial break.
Where he played collegiate football at Tulane, 5th round pick by the Bears back in 2020. Bagent, sidearm pass, and a short pickup to Cole Kmet.
It was a good sidearm pass. We talked to him about it. We said, how'd you learn to do that? Was it playing baseball or whatever? He said, no, it was a COVID year. And they weren't playing football at Shepherd. And so he was training CrossFit with his dad basically every day. And said he was doing a ton of pull-ups and got some pain in his UCL and his elbow and learned to kind of take some of that pressure off the elbow by throwing sidearm. And it's something that has come in handy early for him in his career in the last 3 games.
Yeah, I asked him if he played baseball because he throws it down below like it's a shortstop.
2nd and 9 as we approach the 2-minute warning. Foreman to tackle, and Deontay Foreman, nice stop and start. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Bears are driving. Good first half here in New Orleans.
Okay, we're going to go back to the Green Bay Los Angeles game, where Brett Rippon has found it tough against this Packer defense on the road, but that'll help when you got that guy, the former Offensive Player of the Year, Cooper Kupp, for a 34-yard completion. Rippon's 2nd completion of the day, and we're at the 3.5-minute mark. Well, oh man, we're coming back to Atlanta, where the game has come to a stop. The card has come out. All the medical professionals are taking a look. Getting KJ Osborne. Oh, there he is. Up. Let's listen in. He's up on his feet.
Standing, and that's an encouraging sign. Movement to get to the card. Go to our rules analyst, Justin Jefferson, over to give him a hug. Dean, how about the penalty?
No question, Osborne's in a defenseless posture. He's trying to make the catch. Alford comes in, lowers his head, makes forcible contact. Akuda really.
Well, you can see what happened one more time on the left side of the screen there. Great to see that Osborne is okay after a rough hit.
Possible disqualification.
And he'll go to the locker room, most likely to be done for the day. But a lot of concern there for the Minnesota Vikings wide receiver.
Doing well here.
All right, thank you, Dean. Yes.
Okay, well, we went to Baltimore real quick. Let's just rewind what happened. Geno Smith on a play-action fake has time, steps up in the pocket, and then delivers DK Metcalf, and he's got some room. DK Metcalf at his steam. Metcalf on a 50-yard catch and run, and Seattle has their best field position of the day. They're going to be at the 25-yard line of the Ravens. That game has gone to the 2-minute warning timeout, so you're not missing anything with the Seahawks drive. We'll get you there after the break. 3rd and 9 here for C.J. Stroud.
Stroud looking. Stroud. The patience. This is a deep drift. And now Stroud stepping up, trying to fake the guys out. Cannot. Incomplete. You buy as much time as you can, but
That C.J. Stroud came out a little slowly after that play. We've got Brett Rippin throwing to the left side, and Puka Nacua. They're going to give him the first down. They're going to say forward progress when he gathered the football. Here's what we saw at the end of this Texans play. Look at C.J. Stroud does not pop up immediately. It was Devin White that was the Buccaneers defender that tackled him.
He got away with it.
And Stroud
used it. That's when he should have gotten rid of a lot earlier, as opposed to extending the play as long as he did.
It's a 50-yard field goal for a fair guys into field goal range, and the field goal is up and good. So the Houston Texans make this a one-possession game, highest scoring game. This one in the game right here in the Superdome with 28 points on the board, highest scoring first half so far here in this 7-game early window. Why not? Tyson Bagent, he's been doing it with the legs. Does it again. 3rd and 2. A little fake on the inside handoff. Takes it off the left side. Picks up a first down, Chicago. 3rd and 19 for Clayton Tune. And yeah, that's not going to go anywhere. Surprise, surprise, it wasn't Myles Garrett on that sack. It's Delvin Tomlinson. Delvin Tomlinson coming up with the Tune sack. And Cleveland is pitching a shutout against the young quarterback.
Baltimore has given up only 3 points. Seattle has not been scored upon in the last 2 minutes of the first half. 1st and 10 from the Ravens 25. Again, play action. Smith fires. He's got Lockett.
outstanding quarterback play right there.
We'll double box in the Saints and the Bears as Bagent to Mooney with blockers gets them into the red zone. So coming up on the end of the first half, final minute in the first half here in the Big Easy as they'll run it. We'll see what the timeout situation will be there for Chicago. Geno Smith working inside the 20.
Up here in block. So you got 5 blockers for 6 guys here, so you're going to have to throw this. The quarterback keeps it.
Now he hands it off to Charbonnet, who has the first at the 14-yard line.
That was a good play call. Blitz to the right side, giving up a gap.
Again, we've got the Verizon.
We'll keep it here at M&T Bank Stadium. The Bears call the timeout with 49 seconds left. We'll get you back to the next Chicago snap.
Here we go.
After the timeout concludes. That Baltimore-Seattle game has just taken a timeout. This one, we're not going to get a snap here either, guys. This is going to go to the 2-minute warning. So looking for some live action here, but when they go to break, we go to another game. Here we go on a 2nd and 9, trying to break the 14-all tie in field goal range to red zone for Chicago.
I know the numbers don't look great, but when it's been running back runs, these Saints have been pretty good. It's been quarterbacks using their legs to get outside the pocket that has really hurt them and skewed the numbers.
In the red zone where they have scored 8 consecutive touchdowns. Big hands on action. Steps up and down he goes. And that is Cameron Jordan with the sack. Now 117 and a half in his career. Second most among active players, only Von Miller with more.
And he's double teamed on this play by both of the Chicago Bears. And he's able to come back underneath. Here he is before the game. Stand off. Look at that. Clowney and others just waiting for Charbonnet. And a loss of 1.
You're going to take this down on Baltimore. I would take a timeout. Clock should be running unless there's a timeout. There has to be.
Timeout called by the Ravens. That leaves them.
I've just always marveled from the other side at his willingness to play hard against the run and the pass. He takes no plays off.
Yeah. He tapped me up after getting the volley. I was like, "Ooh, you're heavy, bro."
Third down and 14. Saints stop the clock there with a timeout. 43
No, it's
seconds
not.
left.
They're only getting you a 6.
Bagent just standing in there, chased by Jordan. Bagent going backwards, trying to keep the play alive, and throws it away. Took a lot of time on it to go in the first half.
This is what will separate you. Seattle wants to get around into the playoffs and deep. These are the down and distances they have to improve.
Smith, ball batted down at the line. And it's Michael Pierce this time. Who got the handle?
Who had an unbelievable game last week. Pierce dominated against Arizona. And you think of him as a space clogger, but he...
And Santos.
No good.
His first missed field goal of the game by the Baltimore defense, Jason Myers. That's a tough one from 33 yards. There's the kick on the way, and it is good. And Myers has now made a field goal in 24 consecutive games.
So the Bears miss. And that keeps it at 14-14. We'll see how aggressive the Saints want to get with the football back. This was 3rd and 10, and the Packers make that one go out of bounds incomplete. But the field goal is up and good. It's Lucas Havlicek. He was the new kicker that the Rams employed starting last week. His second game as a Ram, putting it through the sticks in Los Angeles. He's finally on the board. Looks like the Browns are going to clock it. Browns are going to get a field goal attempt as Minnesota goes for the trick play. This is Cam Akers. By the way, for what it's worth, we believe that Cam Akers is the emergency quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, should it come to that. Obviously, Kevin O'Connell's guys already down their franchise quarterback in Kirk Cousins. Players for the Minnesota Vikings in pregame warmups were wearing Kirk Cousins t-shirts and sweatshirts in support of their fallen quarterback out for the year with an Achilles injury. And then, of course, earlier today with Jaron Hall being knocked out of the game in the first quarter, the rookie from BYU, done for the day. So Joshua Dobbs quarterbacking Minnesota right now, but Cam Akers, we believe, would move to quarterback if indeed they needed that. Cam Akers was threatening to throw on that last Minnesota play that we showed you. TJ Hawkinson with the connection right there. All right. The best crew in sports television, NFL Red Zone's finest. McEnroe Francis, Dustin Stern doing the work here. They say you mentioned the Kirk Cousins shirts. We got video of the Kirk Cousins shirts. The guy showing some love for one of the most beloved players on that roster in Kirk Cousins, who had successful Achilles surgery to repair that. He'll be on the mend, much like Aaron Rodgers for the New York Jets, trying to bounce back from that injury. All right, back live for the final play, perhaps, in the first half here in Cleveland. To see what we're reviewing. Have we seen the replay yet? This I'm not really sure if we have. We'll put it on the left side of the double box. As 3rd and 10 now. A 3rd and 10 in the red zone for Minnesota.
And Dobbs gets out of it. Will keep running. Leaving. He showed he could escape. Wow. Looked like they had him. One official was signaling a first down, and it is a first down.
Just gets pressure off the edge, makes the Alfred miss there, and then this is one thing he did even in Arizona with the games he started there. He just made plays with his feet. Look at the reach right there for the first down.
That was one of the scrambles of the year. We just looked at next gen stats. 59.7 yards. Joshua Dobbs ran on that play, including running backwards for a while when he was avoiding the sack. So 1st and goal, a run turns to 2nd and goal. Stop clock at 1 minute even. Who's taking the timeout? Yeah, it's the Atlanta Falcons taking the timeout here to try and maybe get some time remaining on the backside of that if they're able to. The Washington Commanders in a hurry-up offense, getting it down inside of the 1st and goal right here.
Timeouts. Howell rolling right.
Looking. Now throws. It's intercepted in the end zone by Kyle Duggar.
Duggar takes on Sam Howell with a nightmare throw and an easy interception for the Patriots. Howell rejected on that one when they had a chance for points. Well, they sorted out whatever they needed to in the Cleveland and Arizona game, and it will be a field goal attempt for Dustin Hopkins, who has a huge leg. So far this season, it's not even going to be that far of a field goal, but Joshua Dobbs on a bootleg second and goal has a man. Touchdown, Minnesota. Alexander Madison.
And they're back in this with their backup.
His name is Alexander Madison, and Dustin Hopkins adds to the Cleveland lead. Hopkins just bombing kicks this year. That thing was at the top of the uprights. It wasn't a very far kick, but he still put it at the top of the uprights. Cleveland 13, Arizona nothing at the end of the first half. That's the first of our 7 games to go to the half.
55 seconds before the extra point. Joseph is good. It's a 1-point game in his first game as a Viking, his first week as a Viking.
You know, you've got Joshua Dobbs doing what he had to do on that drive to get Minnesota on the board, and now it's a 1-point game in Atlanta, 11-10, Falcons with the lead. So you see that Jordan Love just got sacked here in Green Bay, 19 seconds left, 3rd and very long coming up to the Packers. They're going to call it 3rd and 17. From right around midfield. But before that happens, with a timeout on the field in Green Bay, we can sneak in this play. Lamar Jackson on a 1st and 10 Ravens, throwing right side, Odell Beckham Jr., and Beckham loses the football as he's twisted to the ground. Did they say it? They said it was a fumble, that OBJ was not down. He was carrying it a little loose in one hand when he was trying to get some run after the catch, and that one costs the veteran wide receiver of the Baltimore Ravens that possession right before the half. They reviewed it as a turnover and reviewed it in the final 2 minutes of the first half and confirmed that it was a fumble recovered by Seattle. So the Seahawks have a chance to put up points on the board before the half.
It's no coincidence. You're going against Baltimore.
I'd like to figure out a way they would to figure out 43 yards before the half. Really cut into this lead.
Not here. It's another sack. And this time it's by Kyle Van Noy. His 4th as a member of the Ravens. You see the stunts up front, TEs. Inside guys go out.
The sack by Turner. Deep drop for Love. And they finally get something downfield. Romeo Dobbs held on for the catch. The clock continues to move. They start on timeout.
Third and final timeout. To be 30 seconds.
And this is really what to happen. They'll get a 3rd and 14 out of the 2-minute warning timeout for C.J. Stroud of the Texans. Nico Collins on the split screen. You know what? I didn't know if that was a play call that would have yielded a first down on 3rd and long. But the Texans know better, and they get it. As Nico Collins has the first down, but they're still deep in their own territory.
Made that throw on time.
The ball was quite short of the line to gain because his own momentum is taking it back. But even when he got touched down, it felt like it was past the sticks. Right there is essentially where you have possession and the touch. Dean Blandino lets us know that probably should be a first down based on where he was touched right there. Again, no reviewable opportunity.
We'll go to ref zone when they make the announcement after the instant replay official review. We had a turnover in the Seattle-Baltimore game. Geno Smith had it stripped out of his hand. So Geno has lost a strip sack in this first half. Lamar Jackson has lost a strip sack in this first half. As the Baltimore Ravens defense gets home. Look, it's Kyle Van Noy doing things from the edge for the Baltimore defense. And this was after the Odell Beckham Jr. fumble and recovery by Seattle that thought the Seahawks could have added to their 3-point total. But instead, Baltimore will have a chance, and it's already into Justin Tucker field goal range. So we got to let's double in the Baltimore game here. Waiting on the official review there with Clete Blakeman running the officiating crew at Lambeau Field. Matt LaFleur wants an answer about the booth review. Sean McVay, new father Sean McVay, waiting on the call. Here come the final 28 seconds of the first half for the Ravens.
Throw the ball anywhere and get up and clock it with plenty of time and maybe even have another crack at it.
It's a 2nd and 8.
He has 40.
Left, looking, and able to pick up a yard or two. As Bobby Wagner cut off the angle, and we're stopped at 21 seconds and 3rd down.
Good sticky coverage on the outside. You see the speed by Rulin there. It was really tall, 6'4", and Ranger Witherspoon. We've already talked about dominant start to his career, rookie corner. 36. Now he's smart here, Jim. No sacks. No turnovers.
And then was down by contact at the 35.5-yard line.
Here is the 3rd down play. Jackson fires it.
Put up on the ball. Clock here in 4 seconds.
Andrews at the 20.
Sorry, I got my streaks now.
We run up now and clock it there at 8 seconds.
I would have taken that down before.
You want to take a quick shot here at 8 seconds? No, they're just going to bring out Tucker.
Once you're into that position, you need about 12 seconds, 10 seconds to make it legitimate into the end zone. Take a shot,
out there, 4 down attempt.
Yay!
It'll be a 54-yarder from here. Movement off the right side from Jaden Reed.
False start. Offense number 11. 5-yard penalty. Original 10-second block.
There's the kick by Tucker, and it is good.
You know you're good when you say he missed the one.
Moving out the ball down the line. You should not be impacted by the quarterback's cadence.
So now you're essentially out of Anders Carlson's field goal range. Even 54 was at the cusp, and that was generous. So now you really need some yardage to make it easier for a potential field goal. And remember, no timeouts for the Packers. Love over the middle. They go down quickly. Now you got to spike it. Those extra 4 seconds come in handy now. And they'll put it off in time. So they get it to the 30 to get it inside of a 50-yard field goal trap.
Well executed right there by the Packer offense. Everybody on the same page. You can see the bubble.
We just had a 3rd down in Atlanta, a 3rd and 10 in the final 25 seconds of the first half. Caleb Heineke, looks like that was a miscommunication with the wide receiver he was looking for. So incomplete. That game actually has now reached halftime. Atlanta 11, the Minnesota Vikings 10.
No good. Just a second miss on 11 tries in his rookie campaign. Anders Carlson cannot connect. In what was a herky-jerky offensive game on both sidelines, with some frustration considering for these young teams.
All 7 of our games will be going to the half. Final 7 seconds of the last game with time remaining.
15 yards, but Tom is ticking away. Sideline route. And
guys, you
zeros
guys.
on the clock. Catch made by Collins. The question, will they put a second up there? He was forced out of bounds at the 44. Right now you're looking at a 62-yard attempt.
And we may be thinking about it if they do get a second on the clock. The Hail Mary that they didn't complete at Buffalo. Tampa didn't. They may have to defend.
They feel ready to walk off, so are the rest of the Buccaneers.
Maybe they're trying to convince them. Just call it.
$100.
Offense number 78. I roll that fouls decline. This is the end of the first half.
Everybody else knew it. It's just a matter of Glenn Clark letting all of us in on it. Halftime in Houston, where the Buccaneers.
So there we go. All 7 games here in the early window have gone to the half. Let's just go around the horn and see what we're looking at here. The Atlanta Falcons, first place in the NFC South to start the day with a 1-point lead. They had the safety that gave them 2 points against Joshua Dobbs and the Minnesota Vikings, 11-10 there. The Vikings began the day as the 7th seed, quote unquote, in playoff position in the NFC. The battle of first place, NFC West, Seattle Seahawks, AFC North, Baltimore Ravens. Advantage Ravens as they look strong at home with a 17-3 lead, getting that field goal after the strip sack turnover forced against Geno Smith right before the half. The Cleveland Browns began the day in playoff position in the AFC, looking solid at home against the Clayton Tune-led Arizona Cardinals. That's the only team being shut out so far. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers trying to keep pace with the Atlanta Falcons in the NFC South with a touchdown lead in Houston. Green Bay with a 7-3 advantage at Lambeau Field against the Los Angeles Rams with a backup quarterback in the game. 14-10, the Patriots with a couple of quick touchdown drives to give them the advantage in Foxborough against the Commanders, and then 14-14 at the half with the New Orleans Saints and the Chicago Bears. Tyson Bagent making some interesting plays, had a turnover, but also had a couple of touchdowns to his tight end, Cole Kmet. So those are the 7 games in the early window. There's a 3-game late window set, and all the games in their halftime show right now. We bring you back inside of the NFL Red Zone studios. Hi again, everyone. Scott Hansen, thrilled to be taking you through Week 9 of the National Football League regular season on this November 5th, 2023. If you've been following myself or us on NFL media on social media over the last, let's say, 48 hours, you'll know that yesterday, November 4th, 2023, was the 20th birthday of NFL Network. It all began back on November 4th, 2003, with a dream to bring you all of the great moments from pro football, 24/7, 365. And here's a retrospective on the 20th anniversary of NFL Network.
Your dreams have indeed come true. This is the NFL Network. I am Rich Eisen, host of NFL Total Access, and this is our playground. You're embarking upon something that has never been done before.
You're still in your 20s, but you feel a lot older.
I am a 40-year-old man right now.
And here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to NFL Red Zone, the channel that we hope will change the way you watch football.
Sorry to interrupt, but I got a special plan for you. I've been drinking them. You gotta go. You gotta go. Magic right here.
Help me, Rich. You're my only hope.
Shine in the sun, covering your shore. That's the end of our show. So, for everybody here at NFL Network, champagne wishes and Cali dreams. Eat your heart.
And we have been Rich Eisen for the last 20 years. What a dream come true. So here's some of the notable milestones. NFL Network, it was a Tuesday, November 4th, 2003. The first ever air day. The first Super Bowl covered by the network was the Patriots-Panthers Super Bowl, one of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick's 6 that they won together, 2004, February 1. November of 2006, Thursday Night Football. That was a Thanksgiving game, I believe. The first game aired on NFL Network. Now we had the NFL Red Zone debut. That was back in week 1 of 2009 as well. And I actually just looked it up, his own personal situation. November 5th, today's date, was actually my anniversary back in 2006. My first ever assignment for NFL Network was going on the road as a roving reporter covering a young Tony Romo in his second career start. Look it up if you can. Back on 2006, November 5th, 2006, Cowboys at Washington. Washington blocked a field goal to seal the game, if I remember correctly. I think it was Troy Vincent that blocked that. Anyway, I digress. We're filling time at halftime here. You want to see football? Let's show you football. Did you join us on NFL Network and NFL Plus Earlier this morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern in the East Coast of the United States, 6:30 in the morning here in Los Angeles. But it was afternoon in Frankfurt, Germany, for one of the biggest exported games in pro football history. The number 1 seed in the AFC, Kansas City Chiefs, against the number 2 seed starting the day, Miami Dolphins, live from Frankfurt, Germany. And it looked like it was going to be a Kansas City Chiefs blowout as they were up 14-0 on 2 Patrick Mahomes touchdown passes, and then come up with a scoop, lateral, and score by Brian Cook. Mike Edwards was the one that recovered it and pitched it to Brian Cook, who housed it from 59 yards out. It was 21-0, but if you watch these Dolphins, and I know you have so far this year, they can hit you at any moment. Cedric Wilson from Tua Tagovailoa. The Dolphins scored 2 third-quarter touchdowns to make it a 1-possession game. They needed a touchdown in the final 60 seconds of the game to send it to overtime, but Tua loses the snap. On 4th and 10, they didn't even get the pass off. The Kansas City Chiefs cover them up. The Kansas City Chiefs run their record to 7-2. They maintain the best record in the AFC. The Dolphins dropped to 6-3, and that means the Buffalo Bills can jump back into first place in the AFC East with a victory later tonight on Sunday Night Football.
Right,
third quarter action underway. Cleveland pitching a 13-0 shutout as we begin the second half.
So Jerome Ford picks up a couple here to set up a 3rd and 9. When you think about that scoring drive, Spiro, that off the Ward interception, it was that running game in the tip ball to Amari Cooper for the touchdown.
Oh boy, this is DeJuan Jones, who was a question mark coming into this game with the shoulder.
Well, just as we get going with Cleveland, an injury will slow things down there. We also have Patriots Commanders into the 3rd quarter with Mac Jones scrambling, run out of bounds after a couple-yard gain, and the 14-14 tie in the Superdome is into the 3rd.
It's dropped. Olave, the intended target, could not hold on. And the offense will trot off the field.
Yeah, let's take another look at this. Chris Olave is just looking up right over the ball. He's open, he's available. As he takes off,
they're going to finally get a basic defense that they can exploit.
The call for Mac Jones is Jaguar. He was a Jaguars fan growing up when Jack Del Rio was coaching the team. The Commanders defensive coordinator Elliott to the 45-yard line. So they have a play named Jaguar.
That's right. He said he was a huge fan of Jack Del Rio when he was the head coach of the Jaguars. I played against him both of my Jets days, played against Jack Del Rio, and Mac Jones was watching him beat up on us. We had a bad one in Jacksonville one time, got shut out. It was horrible. I don't even know why I brought up that bad memory. To be very honest. Let's get back to the game.
Totally on you.
That's definitely on me.
3rd down and 4. Jones complete. 1st down. Elliott to the Washington 38-yard line. So Ezekiel Elliott picks up 6. So Mac Jones,
who's that guy?
Growing up down in Florida, he was a terrific tennis player as well.
Oh boy, they're going quick. Got the motion of Mario Douglas. They give it to him on the fly sweep.
Douglas stripped up. So for the Patriots, an extended drive. Their last 5 possessions were all under.
As we watch the New England Patriots at home against the Commanders, want to remind you, a week from today, it's the New England Patriots live from Frankfurt. The next of the international games, the Indianapolis Colts and New England Patriots, live a week from today on NFL Network and NFL Plus.
2nd and 10, and their pass was tipped at the line. So 3rd and long upcoming. So there it is. They had the 2:53-second 3 and outs. Crooks right touchdowns.
And we have the game is under stoppage real quick. Back to a 3rd and 9 in Cleveland.
One of the better pass rushers. Watching on 3rd and 9 and protecting well. Slings it up the middle. It is incomplete.
You want your offense and get the matchup that you want. So far, it's worked well.
4th down and 10. Jones taken down. Back to the 48-yard line as a flag. Ball came loose as well. Feels as if Jones was ruled down.
I don't know, that ball might have been coming out when he was going down.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, over 55. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's KJ Henry, rookie out of Clemson.
KJ Henry is getting the most of his opportunities coming around the corner. And I don't see the call. Mac Jones has the ball in his hands and he takes him down for a sack. I don't get it, Kenny.
Might be one of those body weight calls, right? The pressure,
He had
the
the
body weight.
ball in his hand. What do you want him to do? And that's why he can't understand it either. I would understand if Mac Jones threw the ball away and then he took him down. He has the ball in his hands. That's a sack. What else are you supposed to do?
From the 23-yard line on first down, the toss. Stevenson produces a yard, Percy Butler the tackle. We're welcoming our officiating guru, Dean Landino. Dean, what did you think of that call?
This is what the officials are being directed to call. They want the defenders to get off to the side. But like you guys are saying, this is just a tackle. This is just momentum. There's nothing punishing. There's no second act. I don't like it as a foul, but this is what the league is directing the officials to call.
All right, thanks so much, Dean. Jones on second and 11, nearly picked off. Forbes thought he had it.
This is the second time Jalen Reagor has made a play that you don't really hear about much. He saves the interception from happening. That's a pass breakup for Jalen Reagor. In fact,
He turns into the defender.
he turned into the defender. That was a very nice job. He had a nice block on that sprung Ramondre Stevenson for a touchdown. And then, Mac Jones, you owe him a dinner. At least a bottle of wine, something.
Third down and 11. Jones fires and that hits the defender. St. Juice.
That's nice coverage. And it's Mike
We just had this in New Orleans with Tyson Bagent dropping back on a 2nd and 4. Wide open in the middle of the field, has his man DJ Moore, but he gets punched away from Moore. He was trying to avoid the first tackler. The second defender came in, and it's Paulson Adebo punching at it. That's an excellent job. Adebo was the guy who had the interception of Bagent earlier in the first half, and he comes up with the punch out and the fumble recovery. Big play for the Saints team. Field goal is up and good, and it's a full touchdown lead for the New England Patriots. 17-10. Chad Ryland, the rookie kicker for Bill Belichick, doing his work there. Let's pick up a 3rd and 8 now on the ensuing drive for Derek Carr and the Saints offense after the turnover.
Because it happened on Monday, day, little less than 24 hours before the deadline.
3rd down and 8. Carr as he throws an incomplete. Chicago that time got home on a pass rush. Now the Bears scooped it up and are running the other way, but there is the whistle. And an incomplete pass is the call on the field.
That's a smart thing to do from a Bears perspective.
Until you hear the whistle.
Pick it up and let it play out. You never know. But this is Montez Sweat coming in on 3 days of practice and getting home and doing a really good job of affecting Derek Carr, making the ball come out earlier than he would like it to, but also hitting that arm and making the ball come out funny. This is the kind of impact that they expect from him and why they go out and trade a 2nd-round pick, because it's just hard to find guys that are as capable as Montez Sweat of rushing the passer.
Here's the rookie Blake Grupe attempting a 55-yard field goal. It would be a season long, and this one is good. On his 25th birthday, Blake Grupe puts the Saints in front.
So check this out. Here's your 3rd quarter kickoff in Houston. The kick goes down to the 5-yard line, and it's returnable. You may have noticed that the kick was a little bit low. Well, it wasn't Kaimi Fairbairn that was kicking it. The kicker for the Texans apparently injured and not able to kick off. This was Dare Ogunbowale, the backup running back for the Texans, who came out of the halftime locker room and warmed up as a kicker and he executed the kickoff into the second half. So we'll see what happens if and when the Texans get into a field goal or extra point kicking situation. But Dare Ogunbowale, the more you can do.
Well, the running game has been really successful. This is what makes it difficult. You want to load up and stop the run on the running back, great. You got to get an extra guy for the quarterback. Then when you get the extra guys outside for the quarterback, they run it right up the middle on you. And that's why I was talking about at halftime. You cannot stop everything. So the idea is where do the explosives come in? It's really in the run game mostly, Jim. And that's strange for most teams, but you got to shut that down. Bring an extra safety down and get him in there. Get down there lower.
2nd and 6. There's the pass to the inside. This was caught by Hill. The ball's incomplete.
I've seen a little bit of that what I just described. I feel like the safeties are a little slow to commit. And this was a really close to being a touchdown. Brooks with good defense.
Yeah, Brooks got.
While that action was going on, we had this happening on a red alert presented by State Farm in Lambeau Field. The Packers with it, working towards midfield, getting it over midfield. But as Dontavian Wicks was reaching for the first down, he fumbled, and the ground can cause a fumble if you haven't been touched. He had not been touched, so the ball comes loose, and Akello Witherspoon comes away with the fumble. Rough one for Wicks, the rookie. You can appreciate him trying to extend for the first down, but it's a turnover by Green Bay back to the Rams. And then in the Vikings and Atlanta game, we have a turnover. Joshua Dobbs, this is a tough situation to be thrust into. But it's another turnover by Dobbs. He was being hit. The ball came loose. They're actually calling this a fumble. I'm not sure that it hit the ground, but it could be a fumble or an interception. And that is Kentavious Street with the, that's either a fumble or an interception. It didn't hit the ground, but it's definitely a turnover. And they'll call it a fumble because his arm was going forward with no football in his hand. But the young man out of North Carolina State, Kentavious Street, coming away with a turnover for the Falcons team as receiver.
You see, you've got
3rd and 6.
running back out on safety.
And that's not going to be enough. That's caught by Bateman.
Great defense here, keeping your leverage.
So they'll bring out Tucker again. Had a field goal from 37 yards right at the end of the first half.
Good job by Lumen on that, by the way. Jim, he had to run all the way across the field with Bateman, and you see the speed for the 6'4" Lumen.
We've got action back at Lambeau Field with the Rams trying to turn the Packers turnover into points. We're tossing off the right side, but the Green Bay Packers were all over that. That's a loss of about 5. On the left side of the double box, Justin Tucker lining up the 45-yard kick. What else do you expect? It's good, and it's a 20-3 Baltimore lead again. Hawks. Baltimore again has been dominant with Lamar Jackson facing NFC teams. Make that what you will of it. 17-1 Lamar Jackson is against NFC teams.
Is there to haul it in, but a flag came flying in from that side as well. This might be against the Rams.
Pass interference, offense, number 17, 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
Would have been a fabulous 16-yard catch by Nakua, but this negates it.
Yeah, just a shove at the top of the route. You can see right there, creating the separation.
Yeah. Fairly obvious there against Valentine. A couple of rookies battling right there. So now you got 2nd and a quarter of the field for Los Angeles. Line to gain is the 19.
That's fluctuating. I'll tell you what, Puka Nakua does not play like a rookie. No, he does not. I mean, it's just a different league. An old soul is a football player.
Slant, look at the pick, and that ball is deflected. Carl Brooks makes another impact play, the rookie.
Meanwhile, in Houston, it's a 3rd and 10 in plus territory for Baker Mayfield. He wants the snap from his side. Mayfield looks, checks it down, and that's not going to be enough. But not enough for the first down, but puts him into more manageable field goal distance. Chase McLaughlin from 49 yards. It's good. And the Buccaneers have a 20-10 lead, trying to snap their 3-game losing streak. Commanders driving in Patriot territory.
Intended for Robinson. So Robinson back on the field. Second and 10 upcoming for the Commanders.
That's a good thing. Robinson's A-OK.
There's Jacoby Brissett, the former Patriot.
He's actually been very helpful to Sam Howell. We asked Sam Howell about talking to some of the older quarterbacks. He said, I don't talk to him much, but Jacoby Brissett, he's been a guy that's really helped me out, understanding the game, understanding how to prepare for the games as well.
It appears in command, been some issues with the communication, so Brissett looking simple in the plays. Second down and 10. Here's Howell going deep. Oh, and it's caught. Touchdown, Dobson. What a throw, what a catch. 33 yards from Howell to Dobson.
What a throw. There's Jahan Dotson. He has the speed. He's a first-round pick, and they've been waiting for him to really unload on these defenses. He's going against the safety, Miles Bryant, and there is no chance that a safety is going to stay with Jahan.
So in the Atlanta-Minnesota game, after the latest Joshua Dobbs turnover, 3rd and 17 for Taylor Heineke, he goes up top, and great catch, but well out of bounds for Kadero Hodge. They actually challenged this play, I'm being told. Let's look at a slow motion. I didn't think there was a challenge there. Oh, I see. They thought maybe he had control of the football before his feet flew off of the turf. They looked at it. The call on the field was incomplete, and the replay review board upheld that ruling. Great effort by Hodge, though. Super slow motion. That looked a lot closer than it did in real speed. So it was a long incompletion. One more look at it there. And then Younghoe Koo comes on for 54 yards. It's good. But there's a penalty that comes in, and it was, I believe it's roughing the kicker. Did they decline it? Yeah, they declined it. It was not going to lead to a first down, so they'll just keep the points on the board. Just running into the kicker. 54-yarder by Younghoe Koo is good, and Atlanta has a 14-10 lead.
Yeah, and 0 for 7 so far today on 3rd and 4 or longer.
That's what I talked about, was the one area if they're going to want to make a run. You can't be in the bottom tier of the league on 3rd down.
Smith rolling, dump it off short. Charbonnet, that's not going to give them nearly what they wanted. Just a 5-yard pickup.
And some hitting going on there in Baltimore. We'll check back in with C.J. Stroud at NRG Stadium.
All the time in his spare time. It's good research by you. Thank you.
Stroud makes the connection to Brown. Stroud on the sideline. Does he have the angle? He does. Touchdown. Noah Brown sprints to the end zone.
How about that answer? After the Buccaneers get their points to make it 20-10,
and is able to throw a block.
C.J. Stroud hits Brown on stride, and that's a 75-yard touchdown for the Texans.